Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and today we have Julia with us. Hi, Julia. How are you today?
Hi, Jason. I'm doing great, thank you. And hello to all our listeners. I'm so happy to be here again.
We're really glad you're here, Julia. And to all our listeners, welcome. If you are new to our podcast, this is a place where we talk about simple, clear, and fun ways to improve your English step by step.
That's right. And today we have a very interesting topic. Train your mouth to talk.
Yes. Many English learners think speaking is just about knowing words or grammar. But actually, speaking is also about training your mouth, your lips, and your tongue, just like you train your body in the gym.
Exactly. If you want to speak English more clearly and naturally, you need to practice how your mouth moves. It's like exercise, but for speaking.
So in today's episode, we're going to show you step by step how you can train your mouth to talk better in English. We'll talk about warm-ups, pronunciation practice, tongue twisters, and even daily routines you can follow.
And don't worry, we'll keep it simple and fun so you can follow along easily, even if you're just starting your English journey.
Great. So, let's get started with today's topic. Why do we need to train our mouth to talk in English? So, Julia, before we teach our listeners the steps, let's start with the big question. Why do we need to train our mouth to talk in English?
That's a very important question, Jason. Many learners know English words, they know grammar, but when they try to speak, it feels difficult. Their mouth doesn't move easily, and sometimes the words sound strange or unclear.
Yes, I hear that a lot from students. They say, I know what I want to say, but I can't say it quickly.
Exactly. And that happens because speaking is not only about thinking, it's also about muscles. Your lips, your tongue, even your jaw are part of speaking. If you don't train them, they move slowly or in the wrong way.
That makes sense. It's like playing football or basketball. You need to train your body. If you never practice, you can't play well in a real game.
Right. And in English, some sounds are new for learners. For example, the teach sound in words like think or this. If your mouth is not used to it, you might say sink instead of think.
Oh yes, I've heard that mistake many times.
So, training your mouth helps you say sounds more clearly, speak faster, and feel more confident.
That's so true. And I think another reason is rhythm. English has a special rhythm and stress pattern. If you don't train your mouth, it's hard to get that natural flow.
Exactly. That's why today's topic is so helpful. If our listeners train their mouths step by step, they will notice big changes in the way they speak English.
Wonderful. So now that we understand why it's important, let's move to the next part. How is speaking like physical exercise? So, Julia, now that we know why training the mouth is important, I have another question. Can we say that speaking English is like physical exercise?
Yes, Jason, I think that's a great way to explain it. Just like you train your body in the gym, you also need to train your mouth for English.
Interesting. Can you give us an example?
Sure. Imagine you want to get stronger arms. What do? You lift weights again and again. At first it's hard, but after some weeks, your arms become stronger.
Ah, I see. So, in the same way, if you want clear English, you must repeat sounds and words again and again.
Exactly. Your tongue and lips are like little muscles. The more you practice, the faster and smoother they move when you speak.
That's a very good picture. It means if I never train, I will always feel slow or awkward when speaking.
Yes. And here's something funny. Have you ever tried a tongue twister, Jason?
Oh, yes. Something like she sells seashells by the seashore.
That's the one. When you try it the first time, your mouth feels tired, right?
Yes, my tongue gets confused.
Exactly. That shows us that our mouth needs training, just like our body. The more we practice, the easier it gets.
So basically, learning English is not only mental, it's physical too.
That's right. And the good news is, just like exercise, if you practice every day, even for a short time, you will see big results.
Great. So now, let's look at some common problems learners face when they try to speak English. All right, Julia. So far, we've talked about why we need to train our mouth and how speaking is like exercise. But I think many learners face real problems when they try to speak. What are some of the most common problems?
That's a very good question, Jason. I see a few problems again and again with students. The first one is speaking too slowly. Learners know the words, but when they speak, there are long pauses.
Yes, I've noticed that too. It's like they are translating from their native language in their head.
Exactly. That's problem number 2. Translating instead of speaking directly. When you translate in your mind, your mouth stops moving naturally.
Right? And I think another problem is fear. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes, so they don't open their mouth enough.
Yes, and that leads to unclear sounds. Some learners speak without moving their lips or tongue much, so the words sound flat or hard to understand.
That's a good point. It's almost like mumbling, right?
Yes, exactly. Mumbling. And one more problem is rhythm. English has a special rhythm with stressed and unstressed words. If learners don't practice, their speech can sound robotic or unnatural.
That's so true. I remember a student who spoke every word with the same stress, like a robot. Once they trained their mouth to follow English rhythm, they sounded much more natural.
Yes. So to summarize, the common problems are speaking too slowly, translating in the mind, fear of mistakes, not opening the mouth enough robotic rhythm.
That's a clear list. And the good news is, we can fix all of these problems by training the mouth step by step.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Let's begin with the first step, warming up your mouth before speaking.
All right, Julia. Now we're moving to the first practical step, warming up your mouth. Can you explain why this is important?
Of course, Jason. Just like athletes warm up before exercise, your mouth and tongue need a warm-up before speaking English. It helps your lips, tongue, and jaw move more easily.
That makes sense. So, if I warm up my mouth, I can speak faster and more clearly?
Exactly. And it's very simple. You don't need any special tools. Just a few exercises that take a couple of minutes.
Great. Can you give us an example?
Sure. First, try moving your lips. Say A-A-E-E-O-O slowly and clearly. Open your mouth wide for A-A, smile for E-E, and round your lips for O-O.
Ah, I see. So we are training our lips and mouth muscles with these sounds.
Yes. Next, move your tongue. Stick it out and move it left, right, up, and down. This helps your tongue become flexible.
Wow! I never thought about moving my tongue like that. That's fun!
It is fun and it works. Another exercise is jaw movement. Open your mouth wide, then slowly close it. Repeat this a few times. This helps your jaw feel relaxed and ready to speak.
So lips, tongue, and jaw, warm them up for a few minutes every day. That's the key.
Exactly. And the best part is, you can do this anywhere, even before a class or a conversation. Just 2 to 3 minutes of warm-up makes a big difference.
Fantastic. Now that we know how to warm up, let's move to the next step, practicing sounds and pronunciation. All right, Julia, we warmed up our mouths. What's next?
The next step is practicing sounds and pronunciation. This is very important because some English sounds are different from what learners use in their own language.
Ah, yes. I know some learners struggle with certain sounds, like teeth or R.
Exactly. For example, the T sound in think, or this is difficult for many learners. Your tongue needs to go between your teeth slightly, like this. Think. This.
Oh, that's tricky. But I see how practicing it slowly can help.
Yes, always start slowly. Another common challenge is the R sound. In words like read or run, the tongue should not touch the roof of your mouth. Just curl it slightly.
That's interesting. And what about L?
Good question. For L, your tongue should touch just behind your upper front teeth. For example, light, love, little.
I see. So, the key is to practice these sounds one by one, slowly at first.
Exactly. And the more you repeat them, the easier they become. You can even practice short words or syllables multiple times until your mouth remembers the movements.
That makes sense. So learners should not rush. They should take small steps and practice daily.
Yes, and once the sounds become natural, it will be much easier to speak full sentences clearly and confidently.
Perfect. So after practicing individual sounds, the next step is fun, using tongue twisters and repetition to make our mouth even faster. All right, Julia, now that we've practiced sounds, what's the next step?
The next step is using tongue twisters and repetition. This is a fun way to train your mouth and improve your speed and clarity.
I love tongue twisters. Can you give us an example?
Sure. A simple one is, she sells seashells by the seashore. Say it slowly at first, then a little faster each time.
Oh, yes, I remember that one. It's tricky at first, but fun to practice.
Exactly. Another example is red lorry, yellow lorry. It helps practice the R and L sounds.
So the key is repetition, right? Repeat these tongue twisters several times every day.
Yes. Repetition trains your mouth muscles. At first, it might feel hard, but after a few days, your mouth moves faster and more naturally.
That's great. And I think it's also fun. Learners can practice alone or even with friends.
Absolutely. And the more you repeat, the clearer and faster your English will sound.
Perfect. After tongue twisters, we move to practicing short phrases to train your mouth in real sentences. All right, Julia. Tongue twisters are fun. But now, how can learners use what they've practiced in real conversations?
Good question, Jason. The next step is practicing with useful phrases. Instead of just words, learners should practice short sentences they can actually use in daily life.
Ah, that makes sense. Can you give us some examples?
Sure. For example, how are you today? Or, can you help me please? Or I would like a cup of tea.
So learners should repeat these phrases slowly at first, and then faster, right?
Exactly. This trains your mouth to say full sentences naturally, not just individual words. And when you repeat phrases every day, it becomes easier to speak during real conversations.
That's really practical. So learners can start with 5 to 10 phrases and practice them every day.
Yes, and the best part is, these phrases are useful in real life, so learners can start using them right away.
Perfect. After phrases, I believe the next step is recording and listening to yourself, right? All right, Julia, now that we've practiced sounds, tongue twisters, and phrases, what's the next step?
The next step is very helpful, recording yourself and listening to your own voice.
Ah, I see. Why is this important?
Many learners don't realize it, but when you hear your own voice, you can notice mistakes that you didn't feel while speaking. For example, pronunciation errors, missing words, or unclear sounds.
That makes sense. So recording is like checking yourself, right?
Exactly. And the good news is, you don't need fancy equipment. You can use your phone or computer. Just record yourself reading a short paragraph or speaking a few phrases, then listen carefully.
Oh, that's easy. And I guess after listening, you can practice again and correct your mistakes.
Yes, that's the key. Listen, notice mistakes, and repeat. Doing this regularly trains your mouth and improves your speaking faster.
Perfect. And I think it also builds confidence because you can hear your progress over time.
Absolutely. Once learners see improvement, they feel motivated to keep practicing every day.
Great. So after recording, our next step is shadowing, which is also a very powerful technique. All right, Julia, now we've learned about recording ourselves. What's the next step to train our mouth?
The next step is called shadowing. This is a very effective technique to improve pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency.
Shadowing? That sounds interesting. What exactly does it mean?
Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and immediately repeating what they say, almost at the same time, like a shadow.
Ah, I see. So you're copying the sound, speed, and rhythm of a native speaker.
Exactly. For example, listen to a short sentence, "I am going to the market today." Then repeat it immediately, trying to match the speaker's speed and intonation.
That sounds very useful. And it trains both the mouth and the brain to speak naturally.
Yes, at first it might be a little hard, but with daily practice, your mouth becomes faster, your pronunciation improves, and your English sounds much more natural.
That's great. And you can shadow anything. Podcasts, YouTube videos, or even conversations you hear in real life.
Absolutely. Shadowing is one of the fastest ways to improve fluency if you do it consistently every day.
Perfect. After shadowing, I think it's important to talk about common mistakes learners should avoid. All right, Julia, before we finish the training steps, let's talk about some mistakes learners should avoid.
Yes, Jason. One common mistake is speaking too fast before your mouth is ready. It's better to start slowly and gradually increase speed.
Good point. What's another mistake?
Some learners memorize words or sentences without practicing the mouth movements. That doesn't help much. You need to actually say the words out loud.
Ah, and I think giving up too soon is another problem. Progress takes time, so learners need patience.
Exactly. So remember, start slow, practice out loud, and don't give up. Avoid these mistakes and your mouth training will be much more effective.
Perfect advice, Julia. All right, Julia, now that we know all the steps, can you give our listeners a simple daily training plan?
Sure, Jason. Here's a quick plan you can follow every day. Warm up your mouth for 2 to 3 minutes. Practice difficult sounds for 2 to 3 minutes. Repeat a few tongue twisters for 2 minutes. Practice 5 to 10 useful phrases for 2 minutes. Record yourself or do shadowing for 2 to 3 minutes.
Wow, that's just 10 to 15 minutes a day, but it covers everything.
Exactly. Consistency is more important than long practice. Just a few minutes every day makes a big difference over time.
Perfect. Now let's talk about motivation and why this really helps in real life. Julia, we've talked about all the steps and a daily plan. But why is this so important in real life?
Great question, Jason. Training your mouth is not just about speaking clearly, it's about confidence. When you can speak naturally, you feel more confident in conversations, interviews, or even meeting new people.
Yes, I agree. And it also helps you understand others better because your mouth and ears are trained together.
Exactly. And remember, every little practice counts. Even 10 minutes a day can help you speak faster, clearer, and more confidently in real situations.
That's motivating, Julia. Listeners, if you follow these steps consistently, you will notice a big improvement in your English speaking. All right, Julia, it's time for a fun challenge for our listeners.
Yes, here's a simple one. Pick 3 tongue twisters and 5 useful phrases from today's episode. Practice them every day for 1 week.
And don't forget to record yourself or try shadowing a native speaker while practicing.
Exactly. At the end of the week, listen to your recording and notice how much clearer and faster your English sounds.
That's a great way to see progress and stay motivated. So listeners, take the challenge and have fun with it. All right, Julia. That's it for today's episode on Train Your Mouth to Talk in English.
Yes, Jason. I hope our listeners learned some useful tips and feel ready to practice every day.
Remember, listeners, speaking English clearly is like exercising your mouth. With daily practice, warm-ups, sounds, tongue twisters, phrases, and shadowing, your English will improve step by step.
Absolutely. And don't worry about mistakes. They are part of learning. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and enjoy the process.
Thank you so much for listening today. If you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, and leave a comment. We'd love to hear about your progress.
Yes, and we'll see you in the next episode with more tips to improve your English. Keep practicing and have a great day.